All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So, the Pixel 4, like many other phones that come out sometimes, it gets a lot of heat for all the wrong reasons, and sometimes from the wrong people. But there's a lot to cover on this phone, and so I wanted to give you just another follow-up. This is the 5th day of having this phone. I know I put out a 72-hour video, but there's a lot that I didn't technically tell you guys and didn't really go over, like the IP68 rating. Yes, it has that. And it also has wireless charging. So there's some things that, I'm not gonna say I missed, but I just didn't cover because of all the excitement. But it still has USB 2.0 delivery. It's got Type C 1.0 reversible, and it's 3.1, Bluetooth 5.0. It doesn't have support for Wi-Fi 6, and this is something that's important because other phones have support for Wi-Fi 6. Not many, but there are some, and I thought that this one would have it, but it doesn't. So that's something to take note of. And let me see what else I could have told you about, like the time of flight camera. Those things right there, they're okay. You're not really too much interested in that, but it does have those things. Like the 6 gigs of RAM inside. This has 6 gigs of RAM. But it's a blazing fast device. It really is. This also doesn't have, and obviously this part of this video is about techie stuff. So not that people so much care about this, and it's not a requirement. But it doesn't have the Snapdragon 855 Plus. But that's really, I think, for gaming, I would say. From what I could tell from reading online and doing my own research, pretty much gaming. But after that, some people were concerned about the battery life. Now, this Pixel 4 XL has really good battery life. I've posted a few shots online, but I've actually done a video about the battery. And to update you on the battery, now that it's learned my behavior, this is what it says. It says that on average, I'm lasting about 22 hours. Now, before this, on this full charge last about, before that, it was pretty much, I was going 24 to 26. But then the phone settled in and learned that, hey, this guy, he goes about 22 hours. And then my screen on time is always either 6 hours of screen on time or just under 6. So I'm pretty much getting 24 hours of usage with 6 hours of screen on time. And this has a 3,700 milliamp hour battery inside. So to me, that's good battery. That's pretty decent battery. Obviously, I'm not a heavy user, but who's going to be on their phone all day if they're, who's going to, no one stays, well, after you get to a certain point when you're dealing with phones, you don't stay on them as much. And that's just what it is. So as you can see, all the Pandora. Oh man, I've been banging out Pandora. I've been doing a lot of listening because I went to the gym, and I just listened to Pandora a lot lately. I haven't put my Apple Music on this device yet for some reason. I just haven't done it yet. But let's talk about the hardware. Now, online, I posted a video saying, hey, this phone is fantastic for feel in hand. And I went to the store and I checked out these OnePlus 7T. And honestly, I was extremely impressed with the OnePlus 7T. Like, for real, I was really impressed. And I thought, man, the OnePlus 7T I think it's a little bit more narrow than this device, and it's got a bigger screen. But something about it, it just feels really good. And this device feels good too because it has the matte size. The OnePlus has a flat screen, but it doesn't have the matte size. So it's got the metal frame around it. So this phone, hardware wise, feels fantastic. It's really nice. And so the reason I'm going to pick up the OnePlus 7T is because I really want to test that battery out. It has a 1080p display, but it has a 3,800 milliamp hour battery inside. So that's important to me. I think it's going to probably definitely get better battery than this. Optimization is key, but it's going to depend on the user. It really does. So on the facial recognition, the facial recognition is very fast, but it has its own little quirks that's happening with it. And some people, there's going to be another update to take care of the face thing where it's with your eyes closed. And you can see here, you can kind of see that it tells you, you know, this is not the safest way. That's basically what that disclaimer is. But all in all, the facial recognition is fast, man. We can't deny that. It may have a little security flaw right now, but once that's fixed, you know, you'll see the fastest facial recognition on a device, in my opinion. It's really, really fast. So, you know, I'll leave that up to you to decide whether you think it's faster than the OnePlus devices, but I think that it is. It would have been nice to have a fingerprint reader on this, but they chose to go straight, you know, facial recognition. And you can see it's really, really fast. Now, you could leave it on the lock screen when it unlocks, but I want to go straight in. I don't want to swipe. You know, I'll leave that to the Apple devices, swiping to get into it once it unlocks. I'll leave that to them. The Pixel 4 and the Pixel 4 XL, I think they're going to be a hit amongst a select crowd, kind of like OnePlus. You know, you've got that, you know, I love this device. You're going to hear a lot of people say that they like this device. Now, personally, the complaints that people have, the no headphone jack, you know, all the things that I pointed out in the other video, I'm just not going to harp on it, man. Some people think this design is ugly. I think it's pretty cool, especially the orange. I think it's really, really nice. The white is really nice. That's my first choice. But this limited edition orange is really sweet too. So I like the hardware on here. I think it's a nice feeling phone. It's definitely glass. The premium feel to it, I think it's really, really good. So it would have been nice to have a little bit bigger screen, but I can deal with this. With all the radar and things like that, I've only used that to change music. And I don't really do those kind of gestures that much, but yeah, it's definitely good for changing tracks. And that's about as far as I've done with it. I've gone with that. But overall, yes, I will read my word. Overall, I'm happy with the device, man. You know, is it good to be a part of Team Pixel? Yes. Is there some advantages? Of course. But with that comes a great deal of responsibility. You have to remain neutral when you're reviewing the device, and you have to go on a pattern. So my channel, you know that I'm going to give a whole bunch of videos on the phone. I'm going to piece it out and give you updates as I go, like I've done with every other device. Some people can't review like that. They do a couple of videos and they're done with it. But I'm not here to trash the Pixel 4. It does have its shortcomings. Like I've said in the past, the price on this is really high for what it's offering. I wish the 128 was the baseline. And then the 128 isn't even offered through all the carriers and all over the world. So the Pixel 4 XL is a good phone. If you hear negative stuff about it, you choose to do with that what you want to do with it. Personally, I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to go ahead and just do my thing over here and review the device, because if you waste a lot of time trying to trash something, you got to ask yourself, why'd you even get the Pixel? Like, there's a lot of people on Team Pixel, from what I've kind of noticed, they're like, oh, you know, this is not that great. And it's like, wow, okay, you're reviewing it, but how could you give those final conclusions so quickly? That's what I mean. Like, let's talk in a month of you actually using it. But reality is, I know a lot of people won't use this for a month straight. My main SIM card is in here, and I have to keep it like this for at least a month just to be sure. Because I did a 3-day review, and some people thought that was my full review. I'm like, whoa, you know, no, that's just a quick follow up. But I'm learning about using this phone. The gestures, I kind of don't really like them too much, but I'm leaving them on because, well, I need to get used to gestures. I'm not really a fan of gestures, but I need to get used to it. And I'm actually getting used to it because I find myself looking at my device and it doesn't open. I'm like, oh snap, you know, it doesn't have that facial recognition if I'm using something else, or swiping when I don't need to swipe. So all in all, the Pixel 4 is a good device. Is it overpriced? I've said it before. Every phone that's over $400, you need to justify yourself. So price is something that, you know, Google's choosing to keep it at a higher price point, but they're not the only company that does that. So it is what it is. For all those people that say, oh, you know, you're just giving it these positive vibes because you're a part of this Team Pixel thing. Sorry you feel that way, because I think this device is really, really solid if you have it. If you don't have it, you can comment on it, but if you're not using it, even the people who have it, you haven't had it long enough to post a review. I've seen plenty of people, I've seen plenty of the media folks, they're posting full reviews, but the phone just launched on the 15th. And I just don't, you know, I can't do that. Over here, I got to keep using it. Because things are going to fall apart. There's going to be updates that come in, and I don't want to just use it for a few days and then afterwards it's like, okay, I'm taking my SIM card out of it, and then an update comes and I go, oh, I'm going to go back to it and put my SIM card in there. But this phone is definitely a hot item, and this phone is for someone, by the way. It's not for you, then it's not for you. If you're still harping on the price, you know, hey, stay on that then and just miss out. If you don't want to pay the price, wait for it to go on sale. Do something other than just complain about what the phone doesn't have, because over here, I'm not going to do that. I've pointed out all the things, the negatives that you guys wanted me to talk about in the other video. Why do you want me to keep talking about that? I've heard people, every time I put out something on the phone, they bring up something, oh, but it doesn't have this. Oh, and it doesn't have this. It's crazy. One positive that this phone has that I didn't mention is the eSIM. I didn't bother activating the eSIM. I just put my SIM card in there because I like to swap phones too much, and, you know, I don't want to keep a permanent phone in here. I could actually, because this phone is hot, man. But I'm going to keep it moving like that. I'm not going to activate the eSIM yet. But that's just me, because I review phones and I need to put my main SIM card in different phones, and that's it. But there's a lot that is being said about this phone. There's a lot that's being said about Google as a company. If you just don't like it, folks, just keep it moving. Like the people who clicked on this video and you saw the title and you commented saying, oh, but it doesn't have this and it doesn't have that. Why are you here? If you don't like the Pixel devices, go look at iPhone videos, go look at Samsung videos, but don't waste your energy going from video to video talking about what it doesn't have when you don't have the phone. And even the people that do have it, I suggest you use it. Don't use it for 3 days and post a review. Use it for a month, or use it steadily and post your progress reports on YouTube if you're supposed to be reviewing it as you go. I think that's fair to do, because you can't pick apart a phone in a week and say that it's bad or good. Lots of harping on what this phone doesn't have, or people think that it doesn't have, or what it should have. Where are the reviews at? I haven't seen very many at all, if any. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.